How's it going, everybody? Thank you for checking out my channel. Make sure to subscribe to my Switch 209 and Switch 209 gaming channel so that way you stay up to date on when new Diablo 2 Resurrected content is going to come out. And welcome to today's video. If any of you guys are new to either one of my channels, first off, welcome to my channel, and I hope you guys will enjoy the content. But if any of you guys have been following me for even the last couple of months, you guys would be very aware that I like to do out-of-the-box ideas, especially when it comes to Uber content, such as taking Act 5 Mercenary and having them do the entire Uber process from getting the organs and then going all the way into Uber TRISTRAM and collecting the torch completely by himself when it comes to doing the damages. And I was just simply a support character with crowd control, health replenishment with rejuves when necessary, and also being able to teleport him around to be able to make things a little bit faster. But because of that and how draining it actually was, I wanted to kind of come back to a little bit more sense of a realistic gameplay and going through the Uber process. And today we're going to be going over the build guide for the new Frenzied Barbarian that I've been testing out to see if it actually would be better than the previous one that I did. And the difference between the two is this one's going to be using Berserker Axes and the previous one had Phase Blades. But I'll go over all the details when it comes to the gear, as well as the attributes, the skill tree, and then give you guys an actual full run going through the entire Uber process with no commentary so you guys can see how well it actually performs, and then give you my overall thoughts on if I actually like this new build better, comparatively speaking to the last one. But before we get into the video, let's go and do the comment shout out. And today is going to be Seer from my Act 5 Mercenary taking on the Ubers completely by himself, who said that Damien is a Giga Chad and he really enjoyed the video. I gotta say, the fact that you even watched it, or any of you guys that are even watching this video, the fact that you guys watch my content is awesome. I'm really glad that you guys are able to get entertainment out of it. I'm really happy that you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for checking it out. And for any of you guys that are not familiar with this channel, please make sure to go check it out. The very first video that I watched of his was his rune tier list, going over every single rune in the game, and it is absolutely hilarious. He takes something that is already so loved and so solidified when it comes to not only just the PC gaming, but just the actual gaming industry in general, and he brings a fresh new twist and to be able to make it even more fun and refreshing, because there's so much of the same Diablo 2 content, whether it be Diablo 2, the mods, or even Diablo 2 Resurrected, and he takes a fresh twist to be able to make it that much more fun and interesting. So again, if any of you guys are not familiar with this channel, please make sure to go check it out. You will not be disappointed. But with that said, let's get into the video. Looking at the attributes, it's really nothing out of the ordinary. It's pretty much a standard build when it comes to putting enough strength to be able to equip your gear, with the rest of it going into vitality to be able to make our health go up even higher, especially when it comes to using battle orders to be able to make ourselves even more of a tank, especially when it comes to going up the Ubers, Lilith and Mephisto, who could easily just one or two shot us. So being able to help increase your health pool by any means is going to be beneficial for this build. Moving on to the skill trees, I'm actually going to start with the combat masteries and then end with war cries, because I feel it's going to be easier to explain everything that way. Now, for the combat masteries, I went and maxed out the axe mastery because that's what we're going to be using, which is Berserker Axes for the weapons. And then I put 1 hard point into increased stamina, 1 point into increased speed, 1 point into Iron Skin, and then 1 point into natural resistance. Now, depending on the level that you're at and the things that you actually are demanding from this build, if you have the extra skill points to be able to use and you lack the resistances, make sure to go and put that into natural resistances, because anything to be able to boost your resistance up, especially again when it comes to Lilith and Mephisto, is going to be really beneficial for this build. Now for the combat skills, it's actually pretty straightforward, and we're going to be putting the max points into Double Swing and to Frenzy, because that's going to be the main skill they're going to be using, with 1 hard point into everything else leading up to them to be able to unlock them. Ending with the Warcry skill tree, it's actually pretty straightforward. 1 hard point into Howl, and then unlocked everything all the way to Battle Command, maxed out battle orders to be able to help increase our health significantly, especially when it comes to fighting again Lilith and Mephisto, who are going to be the biggest troubles for this entire run, and then put the remaining points in Howl because we need a good sense of crowd control. Even though it is not maxed out, it's going to be able to do enough of a job, especially when it comes to the minions being summoned all around us and are going to be able to distract us from actually fighting the Ubers, making it to where they could potentially regenerate their health, which is a huge issue. So being able to have a really good sense of crowd control is essential for this type of build. Moving on to the gear, for any of you guys that want to check out the specific stats on any of the items I'm going to mention, pause it anytime that you need to, because I'm actually going to go over this a little bit quicker than usual. Now, for the helmet, he's using a G-Face that is socketed with an IAS jewel to be able to attack a little bit faster, as well as to take in the benefit of everything that G-Face would be able to provide. For the amulet, it's going to be an angelic combo of the amulet and a ring to be able to increase our attack rating, because as a melee character, we are going to suffer significantly in attack rating. And the other ring is going to be a Raven Frost for the Cannot Be Frozen, as well as to help again increase our attack rating. Now for the body armor, I'm going to be using Enigma until I get into Uber TRISTRAM, where I'm going to be using Duress, because I'm going to be the main source of open wounds. And for the weapons, I am using Beast to be able to benefit from the Fanaticism aura, as well as all the other amazing stats that Beast would provide, and to be able to pair that with Death. because again, it is an amazing weapon and the good amount of crushing blow is going to be really beneficial for this build. When it comes to the belt, I'm going to be using String of Ears, and for the gloves, I'm using Laying of Hands for the additional fire res, as well as the enhanced damage to demons, which is all of the Ubers that we're going to be fighting. I'm going to pair that up with Gore Rider boots because it's going to be really helpful to capitalize on the open wounds, deadly strike, and the crushing blow. For the inventory, I have the 2 tomes for the identification scrolls, the town portal, Project Cube, my torch, Annie, and the rest of it is going to be supplementing with the attack rating charms, whether it be the grand charms or the small charms, to be able to help increase our ability to hit that much better. For the mercenary gear, he is using a chammed Ariat's Face because he needs a source of Cannot Be Frozen, and to be able to give him a little bit more of a boost when it comes to his attack rating as well as all the other beneficial stats that come on the helmet. When it comes to his body armor, he is going to be using Fortitude to be able to help increase the amount of damage that he does. And the weapons, he is using paired Kingslayer with Last Wish, and that's to be able to benefit from the Fade proc as well as the life tap to be able to help with our survivability as long as he's able to survive, which I do not think he's actually going to survive against Lilith. If he does, it's awesome, but if not, perfectly fine. I'll be able to handle it by myself. But as long as he's able to help when it comes to Uber TRISTRAM for the life tap, because I don't know how fast I would be going through rejuves, it's going to be really important to be able to give him some source of life tap so that way I don't have to rely on a life tap wand on Switch. Speaking of, when it comes to on Switch, I forgot to mention it, I'm using dual whip spikes to be able to benefit from the FCR when it comes to teleporting around. For the pre-buffs, before we actually get into the run, I'm going to be using Demon Limb for the enchant charges to be able to benefit from the boost to attack rating even more, because again, as a melee character, we're going to be suffering greatly from not having enough attack rating. And if you really need help with your resistances, you can use Treachery and to be able to proc phase, so that way you can get a really nice boost to your resistances, especially again for the hard-hitting Ubers, Lilith, and Mephisto, who could easily just 1 or 2 shot us. From here, I'm going to show the run as it is without any commentary and no green screen over the gameplay, so you can see how well it actually performs when it comes to getting the organs from the minis to be able to go into Uber TRISTRAM to eventually get the torch. With that said, hope you guys enjoy the run.
Good afternoon. My brothers will not have died in vain.
That's going to be it. That's the full run. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're able to see how well this build does when it comes to getting the organs from the minis, going into TRISTRAM to be able to collect the torch. Now, for my verdict on if I actually like this particular build compared to speaking to the last one was using Grief and Last Wish, which is great for my character to be able to be the one supplementing the health with the life tap procs. The reason I say this is because I'm mixed a little bit, because the Act 5 Mercenary soloing Ubers by himself, he was able to get life tap to proc a lot more frequently compared to speaking to this run, which is really nice back then because he needed to be able to supplement his own health without me just feeding him tons of rejuves, because I did not have any rejuves when it came to this particular run in my inventory. I just used what I had and I didn't want to go back into town and go into my inventory to collect more. And I feel that it's really necessary for your character to be able to supplement the health on their own without having to rely on the mercenary, because if they end up dying, especially when it comes to Lilith, Mephisto, you would be kind of stuck there on your own and hopefully would have enough to be able to keep yourself alive when it comes to rejuves or just any other sense of life replenishment. So with that said, it also is really nice for this build to be able to use Beast and to capitalize on fanaticism, because the mercenary using Last Wish with the Might Aura, pair that with fanaticism, it's going to be really nice to be able to have a lot of help when it comes to damage. But I really feel that it's going to be better as far as what I like to play, to go back to Phase Blades. For any of you guys that want to learn how to respec, speaking of, you can check the card in the corner up above. For any of you guys that play single player offline, there's a way to be able to do it that is free. It only takes a few clicks and you can do it as many times as you want without a token of absolution. But it's going to be something that is going to be hard to get used to if the mercenary ends up dying a lot. But if they're able to survive quite well, I actually think this build is going to be really fun to be able to continue to improve on, to be able to make it even better. I just need the Barbarian to attack a little bit faster because, again, it is Berserker axes. They're not as fast as Phase Blades, and it is something that when it comes to the old build that I had, I liked that a little bit more. He attacked a little bit more frequently, and it is just something to get used to. But it is a great build. I thought it was a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. If you like this kind of content, want to see more, hit the subscribe button on both my Switch 209 and Switch 209 gaming channels, so that way you stay up to date when my new Diablo 2 Resurrected content is going to come out. And if you enjoyed this video, please let me know by leaving a like. It really is appreciated to be able to help the channels to grow and to be able to get this content out to everybody when it comes to putting in the algorithm. Other than that, hope you're all staying safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.